I don't like Ed right now. I feel absolutely humiliated. Played, used to have me move here and then break up with me again. It's a huge slap in the face.
I'm sorry, what? Wait, is that Liz seriously wearing Big Ed merch right now? Could she not find anything else to wear after being treated so badly, after being broken up with so horrifically? You can only imagine that this is all seriously messing with her head.
No matter what happens between your mom and I, I'll always love you. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm. I love you.
I love you too.
Ed is so full of shit. The man can't feel love. But before we unpack that, let's rewind to the start. So the last we saw the pair, Ed had ruthlessly dumped Liz in the middle of a cafe. Liz is still in love with Ed for some strange reason. But Ed, well, he's managed to psychotically switch off his feelings for her, just like that. But the thing is, after 3 years together, after only relatively recently moving across the country to relocate, it's not that easy just to pack up your stuff and go. But Liz is trying.
It's very painful to be around Ed. He never cares to talk or anything. So Riley and I are gonna go back to San Diego for a little bit because I truly don't know where to go from here.
Now, Ed's the one that broke up with her. Ed's the one that called off the wedding. Yet, for some reason, he's ignoring Liz and acting like she's the one that's done something wrong. So much so, in fact, that Liz can't even bear to be in the same room as him, in the same house as him, her house, their old house. So Liz and her daughter Riley have come round just to grab a few of their things before leaving to San Diego. She intends to come back another time to collect the rest of her stuff.
I need to figure out a living situation. I mean, I completely gave up everything to move out here. Everything. It's not easy.
Yeah, let's not forget that Liz literally gave up a partnership opportunity at her last job in order to relocate with Ed and supposedly start a real estate business together. She gave up a lot. She dropped everything to start a new life with Ed. But now, suddenly, in a flash, that's all gone. Liz clearly has some big life decisions ahead of her. Like, will she move back to San Diego? Or will she continue living in Arkansas and move forward with her real estate license? Neither option is ideal, and both will mean being apart from her daughter, at least for a while.
You remember you're not coming back here, right? You're gonna be flying back to your daddy from San Diego?
I did not know that.
Liz reveals that she's had the chat with Riley and she's informed her that Ed won't be in her life anymore. And whilst that's a huge relief to the rest of us, Riley was apparently left bitterly disappointed after her parents divorcing when she was young and now this relationship breaking down just days out from the wedding. You do have to question how all of this experience will shape her, will affect her in the future.
I'm trying to stay very strong for Riley. And it's so hard because I am here alone. I have no one to turn to.
Can we come back for this one?
It can't be easy to watch your mum going through this. Like, Riley's a child, she's not an idiot. She can see with her own eyes that everything has changed. Like, there they are struggling to bring the suitcases to the front door, and Ed is just fiddling with his phone, pretending that they don't exist. But as they prepare to leave, Ed has one final last request.
Can I have a minute with Riley? Please. Please.
Oh, so now you want to talk, Ed? After days of ignoring Liz, not giving a second thought about Riley. Now that the cameras are there, now you want to talk. Yeah, that sounds about right. Now, Liz doesn't deny him this. She leaves the room wordlessly, and little Riley goes and sits down next to Ed. Hopefully he's gonna say something that will help Riley to process what's happening. But one thing's for sure, this all feels incredibly performative by him.
I just want to apologize. I'm not sure when I might get to see you again.
I accept your apology.
It breaks my heart to see how grown up Riley has had to teach herself to be. She's putting on a brave face because that's what she's seen her mum doing. She's acting calm, she's acting like everything's fine, even though her world has literally been turned upside down. This poor little girl has had to grow up way too fast, and Ed is now just making it worse.
No matter what happens between your mom and I'll always love you. You know that, right?
I love you.
I love you too.
You love her, do you, Ed? Do you even know what that word means? I don't know. There's just something about this that feels cruel. It's we all know that Ed inevitably will never see her again. So saying this now just adds to Riley's confusion and pain. It's like Ed's trying to absolve himself of guilt of how badly he's treated her mum, whilst at the same time leaving behind a lingering emotional wound. Like, how's she supposed to reconcile I love you with the reality that he's going to be absent from now on? Surely that just makes it harder for her to move on. Like, true love would mean staying there, being there for her, being active in her life, not just disappearing and leaving her with empty words. And they are empty words. Just listen to how Ed talks about his love for Riley. Why is it you love her, Ed?
I mean, Riley and I would be duking it out playing board games. Like, we had that relationship, which was kind of cute. And that relationship I had with her was very special.
They duke it out playing board games. It's kinda cute. Is that as deep as it gets, Ed? Is that the most sentimental thing you have to say about the little girl? And just to add insult to injury, to pour salt in the wounds, Ed then has the audacity to turn round to the camera and claim he's worried about how this breakup might affect Riley. As if he isn't the one that instigated all of that. As if he isn't the one that's broken up with her mum in the most traumatic way possible. Yeah, enough's enough. It's now time for them just to go.
All right, well, you guys have fun.
The trash goes out on Mondays, so put it out Sunday night.
Okay.
Alright, well, you guys have fun. What? Really, Ed? Like, he's now acting like the girls are going away on a weekend trip or something. The guy just doesn't seem to care, does he? And while we're on that topic, did anyone notice that Ed's wearing his tank top inside out? Yeah, he really doesn't care. But, sadly, the same can't be said for Liz. This is all really painful for her.
I don't want to lose him, but I see absolutely no fight or anything in him. I'm the one hurting, I'm the one crying.
Like, sorry Liz, I know it must be a tough pill to swallow. It can't be nice to now realise that the man you were once engaged to never really gave a about you for the entirety of your relationship. But honestly, I still don't understand. How can she be this much of a wreck over that man? What voodoo spell did he cast on her? Liz, just take a step back. This is Ed that you're crying about. Don't waste your tears, girl. He's not worth it. He really isn't worth it.
I don't like Ed right now. I feel absolutely humiliated. Played, used. To have me move here and then break up with me again, it's a huge slap in the face.
And the worst part of this, what makes this even harder to watch, is that she's bawling her eyes out about Ed whilst wearing his merch. Even in the lowest of her lows, she's still there advertising for him. It's pathetic, it's tragic. Nearly as tragic as Ed having his own face tattooed on him. Now, as Liz gets in the car, what do you think Ed's final words are going to be to the woman he was just about to marry?
I see you.
Alright, see ya, he says as he just walks off. Like, Ed, that's cold. Like, I know there's no playbook for what to do in this situation, but I'd like to think most men would stand there while she's driving away. At least maybe wave to Riley one final time. But this is Ed that we're talking about. And do you know what his first thoughts are when he goes back inside? As Liz and Riley drive off in tears, Ed's first thought is...
I now got to think about, do I hire a cleaning lady? Or do I start, cleaning the house myself?
Is that all Liz was to him? Was she just someone to cook and clean? Well, that does kind of add up, given that her last words to him were to remember to take the bins out. What a tragic relationship. And it's really noticeable how little this breakup appears to have affected Ed. Like, I'm not surprised, but it is still chilling to watch.
The amount of time that, we both invested trying to make it work, but I don't feel like I failed. I feel like we both dodged a bullet.
And I actually have to agree with Ed there. This breakup was absolutely the best thing for Liz and especially for Riley. She absolutely does not need someone like Ed as a father figure. Now, as for Liz, well, Liz is only 31 years old. She will get back on her feet in no time at all. It's Ed who's going to come out the worst from this. It's Ed that now has the big decisions to make. Like, who's now going to clean his house for him?